Well, folks, it's that time of year again, cold and flu season. And Rodney was fighting a little something as we made this recording, but he pushed through just like a trooper. Well, we talk about health issues and other things in this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School.
I heard that. Yeah, I been fighting off this cold thing.
I was going to say, it sounds like you got something going on, brother. You got a cold?
Yeah, man, it started hitting me, what was that? Today is Thursday, right? I guess it started hitting me Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Started having a little itchy, scratchy throat, and then a little cough. And cough kind of progressed. And so I was going to do the home remedy thing. Never could make myself get up and pour me none of one of them hot toddies. Just let it go on by. So I was sucking on them cough drops for God knows how long. And so tonight, Robin said, I'm going there. Man, we need to stop buying medication, man. I had some NyQuil up there. I said, I got some NyQuil up here. That NyQuil is from 2020. And she had something down in her cabinet, and it was from 2000. It was like 18 or something like that. I'm like, we just wasted money buying stuff to have it and never use it. This thing still had the vacuum seal on it. So I was sitting up there, and she said, well, it's still good. I said, yeah, you're right. I said, I used to quality assure all that stuff. Hey, if it don't look bad, you still got some time on it. I was like, yeah, She said, well, I'm going to get you some Robitussin anyway. So she ran up there and got it. I don't really take over-the-counter medicine, boy. That stuff went right to my throat. I ain't got no problem with my throat, but I still got a little cough, though. I feel better today. I've been having a little chill. I came up in here in my little box and turned my heat on. I've been feeling all right since then. And because Rosalind likes the house with a little chill on it. She can't breathe, and I'm going from here to warmth to down there to Arctic.
Yeah, that's the way it is here, man. Same way. I mean, it don't take nothing for her and Tamara to get hot.
Yeah.
So the heat's turned down, but it's that time of year. I mean, when it gets down in the 20s at night, we got the heat down in like the 60s, but it still don't come on. It's cold outside.
Yeah.
So we go in, we shutting off vents to try to keep the place as cool as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it is with them. But we have the same thing. We have the same issue with we've gone into, we got this little, we call it our medicine pantry.
Yeah.
And we've gone in there and looked at stuff. There's something in there. There's something in there. I go in there and open the door and get something. Here's something right here. Man, what's the date on it? I look at it. Oh man, that expired in 2021.
Yeah.
So, brand new bottle, ain't never been opened.
Yeah.
And it's sitting in there and not expired. We're almost the same way. We don't take a lot of over-the-counter medication, and and knock on wood, ain't had to take a lot of that over the course of the last number of years. Because usually it seemed like it's either one of those things that, like, what Marion is, it's like a sinus infection, and they have to get around antibiotics for that and stuff. So, I mean, really over-counter stuff ain't nothing that she would need to take anyway.
Right.
But yeah, we do the same thing. We'll go in there and look, and it ain't nothing, it's all out of date, or go in there and look. And I said, I could have swore there was some of that in there. And I'm looking. And I'm like, where'd it go? Nobody knows. Somebody either threw it out or used the last of it and didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're the same way.
Yeah, man. I used to be, because I go in there periodically and check on the stuff. I throw it away. I ain't taking no expired. Things ain't like they used to be. They're making it with the bare minimum. Your ass be poisoned. But I done threw so much away. I'm like, I'm gonna take this. It's still green. It look good, you know.
I know what you mean. Remember some of that, especially that NyQuil and stuff. Boy, that stuff is so nasty. I almost have to psych myself up to take some. And this, like I say, it's been a little while. And I, when they came out with the liquid gel things, I said, well, at least I can take them. I ain't got to drink that stuff. But it looked like that stuff sort of, leave with me like it sits on my stomach.
Yeah.
And I can almost like taste it on my, sitting on my stomach and stuff. So I said, well, that ain't a whole lot better. So I'm like, man, surely they can make this stuff taste better. It's better than this.
I'm telling you. See, I'm that way about that Phillips milk of magnesia. I'll suffer. That's the nastiest stuff. Man, I done tried the raspberry, I done tried the mint. I'm like, oh, this is the same, man. I just can't take it.
Yeah, that's the way I am with that Robitussin and NyQuil. Because they say they got different flavors and different varieties. It almost make me every time I see that stuff. I was like, this friend, this doctor of mine used to say, he said, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, And I'm like, you can put different flavors and all that stuff in there. It's still NyQuil and Robitussin.
Yeah, I ain't lying. You ain't lying. So that when I have stomach problems, boy, I get me some of that Metamucil. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. But hey, I if I'm really bad, I'll go on and hold my nose. Seems like I taste about 3 days after.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worse than smoking a cigar.
Yeah, I'm the same way, boy. I was like, God, it just tastes so bad. You try to sort of tough it out kind of thing. But like I say, knock on wood, I ain't had nothing I had to take any of that stuff for. And in a couple of years I can remember, but then again, I've had every vaccine you can. So if I get something, it's probably something they ain't no over the counter gonna mess with anyway. But that's some nasty stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is, man. That's just like this little church we go to now, man. It's an older congregation. They got some youth in there, but there's more older people. Boy, they're the huggingest people I've ever seen in my life. You be like, hey, how you doing? Give me a hug. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm about to start wearing my mask up in here. And it's Rosa was talking about it the other day because she does some greeting every fourth Sunday or something. I said, you better put on that mask. You just start putting that mask on because that COVID stuff is starting to creep up again.
Yeah. It's doing the same thing here. It's starting to be a problem, especially in Nashville. They said the currencies is starting to pick up a little bit here. I know over at the place where my uncle is, they had an outbreak. And I say outbreak. I don't know how many actually had it.
Right.
Back toward the end of the summer. And I went over there and they had a sign on the door. When it happened back in the summer, they had a little table out there. So you came in the front door with masks and hand sanitizer and everything. I went over there this time and there was a sign that said, we've had a positive case of COVID. You can wear a mask if you want to. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking around. I said, there ain't no table, ain't no mask, ain't no. So I guess it's a BYOM, that bring your own mask situation now. They ain't giving nothing now. Where the first time they had all kind of masks out there.
Yeah, they did. That's funny.
So I said, okay. I went back in my truck and got mine out, took it in there, and even though my uncle, he was one of the ones that had it. But I'm like, yeah, it's sort of interesting. You say you can mask up. We just ain't gonna provide you a mask.
That's right. We'll give you some advice, but we ain't gonna help you.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's something else, man. We've got lackadaisical again, and I was telling Roz, and I said, we kind of isolated ourselves the last time. I said, nah. You're gonna have to be a little more careful.
Yeah, they were saying, I heard some story the other morning about and I can't remember if it was nationwide or Tennessee. I can't remember for sure, but they were saying like only, did they say like 17% people were vaccinated?
Oh, wow.
And they were saying how I know it had to be nationwide because I know they had this lady come on the program and said, it's hard to believe after we went through that pandemic and all the issues that brought on to people, there's so few people are vaccinated now,
Right.
And I said, well, we always tend to have short memories, we,
Big time.
and I know it was a um, inconvenience having to wear the mask and worried about all the stuff that was going on. But I was like, especially at this point in my life, I'm like, no, you ain't got to kick me twice.
I'm here to tell you.
I mean, even though I was very fortunate. I mean, Marion had it, but and so did Tamara, as a matter of fact. But I was very fortunate. I never, as far as I know, I never tested positive for it. I never had any situations where I thought I might have had it. I mean, there's a couple of times, almost like you, I thought I was coming down with a cold, and I went and did that home test, and none of them were positive. But I was like, no. I said, no, I ain't taking my chances. Matter of fact, I gotta go back out to the VA to get my what is it, SVP or whatever that one is, because I got my flu shot and my pneumonia shot at the same time. They said, well, don't get the COVID one now. Come back for it. So I went back and got the COVID, and I said, well, what about this SVP or whatever it's called? And they said, well, we don't suggest you getting that and the COVID at the same time. Give it a couple of weeks. And then when I got that COVID one.
Is that shingles?
No, the one the respiratory one, that's seasonal.
Oh, okay. RSV.
RSV, yeah, I don't know. I get all the initials all mixed up. So they said, well, just wait. And I'm like, when I got that COVID one, the next day, 2 days later, I was feeling a little rough, and I wasn't thinking when I got the shot, they always, what arm you want it in? I said, oh, give it in my left arm, or I use my right, hand. I'm right-handed. So give me my left arm. And then one thinking, well, that's the side I sleep on at night. So I got in bed that night after I got it, and I'm like, oh God, it was a little sore,
Oh yeah.
And
that's the way I was.
A couple of days later, I was feeling a little rough. I told Marion, I think that that shot, that they said you might feel a little rough for a day or two. And I said, I think I'm feeling it. But it was just part of that day. I mean, by afternoon, I was fine, but I really wasn't feeling that well that morning. But it wasn't like I was coughing or fever. And I just, you just don't feel right. It just ain't right. But I was going to go get that RSV one, and I said, well, shoot, I don't want to get it now right before Christmas and have the effects of it, even though, it might not be back. I've never had that one. I don't know.
Right.
I said, I ain't going to take no chance. I said, I'm going to wait till after the holidays, then go get that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, because we got the booster, and then we got a flu shot. And so I was like, well, that's enough, because I got to go back and get that pneumonia one. And she was like, well, what about you want the shingles? I'm like, kind of hesitant about that. I ain't done it yet. I said, I need to check on that one a little bit more, because, vaccines usually have a part of the live virus in it.
Right.
And I'm like, I ain't never had the chicken pox, so why do I want to introduce that to my body to get immune to it? It ain't there, because I think they said that's the one that stays dormant if you've had chicken pox or something. And I'm like, I ain't never had that. You
never had chicken pox?
Never had. I had the measles when I was a little boy, but I never had chicken pox.
You never had chicken pox? Boy, we went through chicken pox like it was a cold when I was.
Is that right?
I went through the family. Yeah, we had chicken pox and we had measles. Now, see, I never had the mumps.
I never had that either.
And people were talking about, the mumps can go down on you, kind of thing. And I'm like, I was always afraid about getting that later on in life.
Yeah,
and stuff. But I never got it. But I had the chicken pox, and I got the shingles a number of years ago, and then they came out with like a better one, just I think 2 years ago, and I went and got that one because I had chicken pox. And then my uncle, I guess last year, he got shingles. I went over there one day, and he said, He said, Mickey, can you take a look at this? I got some kind of rash on there. And as soon as he had some warm-up. So he pulled his warm-up down and showed me. I said, oh, you got shingles. He said, what? Yeah, I said, did you get the shingles vaccine? No. I said, that's shingles. So I said, I'm not a doctor, so let's go to the clinic just to make sure. And when we went into the clinic and went in, as soon as the nurse practitioner walked in, said, oh yeah, that's shingles. You know. And so I got it. Like I say, I tell people, I think I got every vaccine you can get. I don't know one that I ain't got.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the stick too. I'm gonna have to get up there, but I'm like, man, always something they want you to take, you know. So I got them too, but I need to get my pneumonia for sure.
Yeah, and, I got that one too. I get them all. They probably all gang up on me one day, and I'll probably come out look like some kind of mutant or something. But I got them all.
Hey, I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, I got to go to my doctor. I think I got an appointment coming up. Actually, I got to get out of that mindset. I ain't got to go to my primary care doctor. You know, now that we on the Medicare, we can go anywhere we want to.
Right.
When we want to. So I really need to go to orthopedics, man. Last week, man, I woke up and it was like I had caught a cramp in my calf. I'm like, damn, it was the after effects.
Right.
You know, I got up and I was like, man, that sucker was sore. So Philip bought me one of them little massages a long time ago. And I got that sucker and put it on there. Boy, I could barely get it on there good. Boy, it was so. I said, I know I ain't caught no cramp and sleep and didn't wake up, you know. And that sucker hurt for the whole week, man. I was putting, I went out and got some of that Voltaren. They talk about that's good. And I'll stick with my BioFreeze. I need something at least sting me a little bit to make me think something is working.
Right.
And I kept putting that on there, man. It took God knows how long. So I said, well, you know, you need to get your butt up. So man, Rosa went out and she was looking for something. I just walked the store. Just walked, came back home, felt pretty good. Still sore. So I'm going to have to go and get somebody to check it out if it's because a couple of weeks before my heel was messing up. And then I'm thinking sciatic nerve, you know, something up, but I haven't had any back problems. But it's a good thing my appointment's coming up, so I can go ahead and just tell him all of that. And, hey, send me over to the orthopedic clinic and see what's happening there. Well, it's always something. God dog it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I went down to the VA, the guy that started the museum up here. He was in the hospital down here, and I went down there to see him, and they've done some extensive renovations to at least to one of the floors of the hospital down there. Because I guess it's been 10 years or so ago now. I went down there with what I thought was just a strain in my arm. I had that sort of that feeling that I pulled something in my arm. I went down there, and she was a black female doctor that I was seeing at that time. She was, oh, Mr. Gwynn, I'm just concerned that might be more than just a strained muscle. You got this, pain radiating up your arm and all. And I just want to make sure it's not anything with your heart and all. I'm like, what's my arm got to do with my heart? And I know that when you're having a heart attack, sometimes they say you have this radiating pain up your arm in different areas. So I just really want to get it checked out. I want to get some x-rays and things. I think we should really just keep you in overnight, put a halter on you, make sure everything's okay. And I said, well, I don't want to be one of them kind and say, oh, no, I ain't going through all this, just my arm, and then croak out the next day. So I said, okay. I said, I understand. I said, no problem. So they put me up on the ward, man. It was a room with 3 of us in there. It's only separated by curtains.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in there, poor thing, was incontinent. So he was, messing on himself, and they'd come in to clean him up. And you can imagine I had smelled and things. And
can't mask that.
Yeah. I'm like, goodness, So anyway, I went down there to see him and walked in. And I'm like, man. I said, this is nice. He said, yeah. I mean, you could see where they had made almost like 2 rooms into one big private room.
Right.
And own separate showers. It really made you think you were in a a place downtown. 'Cause most of the hospital here, they're all private rooms now. There's no sharing rooms hardly anywhere anymore. But so on my way out, I asked the nurse. I said, "Are all the wards down here like this?" And she said, "No, actually, this is the first one that they renovated." She said the other wards they do have semi-private rooms, but this is the only one. I said, man, another thing I thought about too, they have an acute care clinic there now. When I walk in to go see him, you have to sort of go by the acute care clinic to find out what ward and everything, the room they're in. Wasn't nobody in there. I said, I might have to start coming down here. Ain't no way. I told her, I said, the only thing is if anybody say anything about wanting to put me in the hospital, I said, can I go up on 1A?
Yeah.
1A ain't open. I ain't going. I'm going down. But yeah, it was nice.
I gotta make a reservation.
Yeah, it was nice in there. But yeah, I know. It's like you say, it's always something.
It is, man. I screwed up. I started going to the VA for my dental work now. And I had Delta Dental, and I lollygagged around. I'm thinking, well, surely, I know they have the open season for when you want to sign up, but I'm like, surely you can cancel whenever, but I was busy doing other stuff and trying to get the understanding of this Humana stuff and what I got. And then anyway, come to find out I don't need Delta Dental anymore. Well, I called down there to cancel it, man. I'm suckers like, nah. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to wait until December 1st, 2024. I said, man, I don't need it, man. They said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, man, that makes no sense, man. I can't cancel my services. I got to pay for this for a whole nother year. So then I went in on my pay because, I don't be paying no attention to how much I pay for dental. Man, that's $100. I was like, God, I need to call somebody.
Yeah, that's why they have that open season. They have that window that you can make changes and stuff like. Now you can make changes if there's significant like life events that happen during that time, like say you change jobs or.
Yeah, she explained it. I couldn't even lie. I said, well, it ain't none of them.
Yeah.
I said, it's not any of them. I ain't gonna lie. I said, but I just cannot believe that I can't cancel this thing. But I got to suck it up for another year. I said, well, if that's the case, then we sure shouldn't have to pay nothing for no dental work when you go in there. And you got 2 insurances and then TRICARE. So
yeah. So does Rosalind have a separate dental insurance of her own?
Yeah, now.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah, it's with the same Medicare. We signed on with Havana this year,
right?
And we were going to the commissary, and they had a booth set up out there. And he was like, there's always somebody hawking. I'm like, yeah. He said, well, I can save you $150. I said, okay, you talking my language now. So I went over there and sat down. And he explained it all to me. They're just a PPO with Medicare,
right?
And instead of them taking that $170 out that they take out every month for coverage, that's a damn shame. We paying the Medicare all our lives, and then we still got to pay to use it. It just trips me out. So anyway, he said, yeah, I can save you $150. Well, he was exaggerating a little bit. He only saved me $100, but I was like, okay, cool. I'll take it. And I signed up with them on their plan, and mine was less than Rosalind's because it's an individual thing for your Medicare.
Right.
And because I said, well, I'm going to be using the VA from now on. I don't need the dental part on there. But she needed the dental part on hers. So
right.
I think she only got $50, added back to her. So, but they gave her one of them credit cards, $500 on it to spend however you want. So I just use these to buy my glasses. We've always just bought our glasses because, all the plans that we've been associated with, they have limited selection. It's like, well, I might not want them. So we just paid for our glasses out of that. So I can use these for my glasses. You can use it for anything.
Yeah.
And so we signed on with them, and I'm gonna get rid of this Delta as soon as I can.
Yeah, interesting. You was talking about glasses. I was going to get my eye exam through the VA. I have, once again, we have private, vision insurance, but I also go and get my VA exam and glasses, and they were. They were so far out that they said, well, we can send you downtown on community care to get it done. I said, okay, it doesn't bother me, just as long as I get it done. So I went down last week. Matter of fact, it was a week yesterday, down to America's Best, who I go to with my private insurance. So I said, that'll work. I'm going to the same place,
Right.
So I get in there and get my exam done, and I come back. Matter of fact, it was the same day that they had Donovan's Christmas lunch at school. So I got the exam done, and the lady said, well, I need to look and see, how your insurance works. I said, well, let's do the VA. She said, yeah, we have a system with the VA. We need to go and look in there. So I said, okay. I said, I've got to go to my grandson's Christmas lunch. She said, well, no problem. I need to work all this stuff out. Just go ahead and go to that. And then when you're done, just come on back. So I went on back. And the lady said, well, we can't find you in the system. And I said, what you mean you can't find me in the system? Well, it's the system we use. We can't find you. So you're going to have to, pay for your exam. And I said, oh, hell no. Well, I didn't say hell no.
Right.
Oh, no. I ain't paying. This is VA. I don't pay for nothing through the VA. Well, we don't have you in your system. And to be able to release your eye prescription to you, we've got to have some way of getting paid, and you're not in the system. So you either got to pay it yourself or you can't get your eye prescription. I said, okay, I ain't paying nothing. So I said, I need to call the Optum is a company that does the community care for vision. I called them, and their customer service person called down and talked to the lady at America's Best. Still, they couldn't figure out why I wasn't in their system. And I've been calling between the VA and this Optum again, like I said, a day over a week now, still ain't got my eyeglass prescription. They still ain't figured out what's going on. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm in their system, with my Aetna Vision insurance or what. They don't know. They don't know why I don't show up. Matter of fact, the lady down at America's Best said, we had a veteran come in right after you, and he's in the system. We paid for we knew how to charge VA for the care, for the exam and everything. She said, I just don't know. You're just not in our system for some reason. And I know you're authorized because you sent the referral and everything over. So they still ain't figured out, and they still got holding my eyeglass prescription hostage down there. And the guy that called me yesterday, he said, well, we can get you another exam and just send you somebody else to be seen. I said, I ain't going to wait no month and a half to get another eye exam when I just had one done. I said, y'all need to figure out how to get my prescription. I said, it seems pretty simple to me to remedy the situation, or either that or you need to get me into the VA. And I said, I'm not waiting 3 or 4 weeks to do that, So he said, well, I just do the referrals. I'm going to, send this over to my supervisor and see if they can figure out what's going on. And, they'll call you back. Of course, ain't nobody called me back. So I'm like, I can't believe just something as simple as going to get an eye exam. Here I am a week later, and I still ain't got my prescription. Because they just do the exam. You go back to the VA to get the actual glasses. But I said, well, that's that federal government system for you sometime,
You better know
it should be very simple.
Yeah.
It's not always that simple.
And for the most part, for me, every time I think This is like clockwork. I'll just pop in there and do this. There's always a snag.
Yeah.
And just like they were out of one of my medications. They put the little receipt in there. It's on back order. It'll be here. The truck will be here next Tuesday. I hate this just in time. And it'll be in Tuesday. So I called. I was busy Wednesday, so I got up this morning and said, okay, I'm going to go and get my stuff. So I said, let me call over there and see if they, because I had some other stuff to pick up. But let me see if they got my stuff. And, I called over there, told them what I needed. Oh, yeah, we got it. I said, well, I thought y'all were supposed to call me. Ain't nobody called me yet. Oh, well, sir, I'm sorry. But yeah, we got it. And I was like, I'll be damned. And it's like 7:30 this morning. I was just calling to make sure it was there because I wasn't planning to go till like noon.
Right.
It's raining and cold out there. Plus, I wasn't feeling the greatest. I was like, let me get my ass up right now and go over there because if I wait till noon, I'll get over there and they said, we don't have any more.
It seems like the older you get, you spend more time talking about your health problems than you do your family and anything else. Well, at least we live long enough to talk about it. Hope you enjoyed this version. Join us next time for Old Fools Talking Old School. Until then, this is Mickey G. Peace.